Welcome to the June 7th, 2021 Advanced Report for McGowan Group clients and NetWorthRadio.com listeners. I'm Spencer McGowan, your financial weatherman, President, McGowan Group Asset Management, with your weekly rapid tour of the global financial markets with investment strategy discussion that is unique. Be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends that ask you, hey, what are you doing? Well, this is a great source, and I am designing this to take your level of education to the next level so you can make great decisions. We're in this together. This is Dow Jones Industrial Average just year to date. Pretty amazing rally, lots of liquidity. We've doubled the amount of dollars that have been printed. And so, yes, you get inflation. What's the clue? Well, dividend companies are a great protection against inflation. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average nearing its all-time high of 35,000 again late in the week. The strength that you see in the Dow is the fact that, yes, the pandemic appears to be coming to a conclusion, and there are also shortages building, and we're going to cover some of those shortages as we go through the charts. What's going to happen in 2022? Well, there's a couple of themes emerging here. This is GDP. I invite you to go to NetWorthRadio.com because these charts and graphs are there in detail. What you can see here, year over year, is a tremendous growth in the current quarter, but it's comparing to the shutdown quarter. Well, it's not really a fair comparison. It makes growth look excessive. But that slows from 9% down to 2.5%. I would argue that higher taxes and more regulation will probably take the long-term economic growth back down to 1%, where it was in the recovery from 2009 through about 2015. If that's true, then it's not massive inflation automatically all at once, nor are the growth comparisons that we're seeing going to continue. That's an important trend because notice you have two things. You have shortages, inflation, hypergrowth, and then at the same time, you've got a slowing down in the economy projected right here with Bloomberg. Now, look at this. These squiggly lines, very colorful, are the S&P sectors broken out by the type of company. The energy sector, near a 50% gain so far this year. And energy is just on fire right now. And we are agnostic. Anything that generates BTUs profitably is in our wheelhouse, whether it's clean technology or traditional oil and gas. That agnostic approach, rather than a political approach, is the key to investing success. We'll get to solar here in a second too. The financials, by the way, were the number 2 sector, the purple one. So you have energy and financials leading. These are the top 10. I love this chart. You can see it at networthradio.com. But look at this. What you can see here are the top 10 performers in the S&P 500 and the bottom 10. Why do we do that? Well, we want to triangulate what's going on. Well, Schlumberger, well, their oil field service and equipment, very cyclical, up 17%. Devon Energy up 17%. 14% for Marathon Oil. Occidental Petroleum 12%. Pioneer up 12%. Apache near 12%. Halliburton up about 10%. Well, most of the top 10, it's all about energy, and the money flow has been, it surprises me. We knew it was a bargain, but wow. And you look at the bottom here, Gap, Tesla, and Hewlett-Packard, Thermo Fisher, Enphase. A lot of this is technology related. Abbott took a hit because the rapid COVID tests, they've really rolled it out, but they can't really survive at the growth rate that they had. So Southwest Airlines a -6, some of that is fuel, right? Even though travel is being restored. Interesting top 10, bottom 10. We'll do that each week when you tune in right here at YouTube McGowan Group. This is oil over the last 20 years. you can see 147 was the apex right before the recession. There is a thesis that high oil prices lead to a recession. Don't forget that. Now, oil very quickly in the recession of 2008, we'll call it a global meltdown with lots of defaults, oil very quickly goes to about the $30 level. It hits 30 again right here. This is a minus $40 oil price when they didn't have anywhere to put the oil, and China screwed up on their China oil certificates and had to sell. But anyway, that was the low of the pandemic. Now we're approaching $70 a barrel. That's a whole different cycle going forward. It is called an oil super cycle. And how high does it go? I don't know. You'll probably see some analysts calling for $200 oil. I don't know if I believe that, but that's what happened back in 2007. Look at this. These are the futures for oil. Right now approaching 70. They think it's going to settle back down to about 60, but that's still very profitable for energy infrastructure and the oil companies. The shortages may occur according to the projections by the EIA. You could see shortages of oil, you're seeing that now, but you could see shortages in the fourth quarter and the first quarter of 2022. If that occurs, then you change this backwardation. If we look at the trading stock of the week, remember they ran Grapevine, Texas-based GameStop. They get about 5,000 stores, gaming stores, and they're trying on their online effort. Well, the Robinhood Reddit bandits came after AMC this week with some interesting techniques in call options, but they ran it all the way to 72. The low was down here at about 10. So, and actually I think they got as low as 2 back here. That was at the beginning of the year. So 2 to 72, that's a huge gain. Is it justified? Well, AMC Entertainment CEO actually did a Zoom call with investors, and he stood up at the end and he didn't have any pants on. So I'm going to call this a naked emperor, just to have some fun with this week's YouTube. Thank you for tuning in to YouTube McGowan Group, entertaining, fast-paced tour of the global financial markets that you just can't get anywhere else. Go to networthradio.com, fill out the preliminary client questionnaire, or if you're already a client, schedule your next update because we have a surprising strategy for the next 6 months, which we'll brief you on, and for clients that'll be done automatically. I'm Spencer McGowan. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in to our YouTube channel. I'm Spencer McGowan, President McGowan Group, your financial weatherman. We sponsor each week networthradio.com broadcast that has the charts and graphs, many of which you saw today. We also sponsor this YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe for fast breaking news, an alert when we post something in a market condition that may have changed. Our goal is to help you as an investor make the right decisions at the right time. And that's part of what this YouTube channel is about, as well as networthradio.com. I am well served with a team of 10 people, including myself. And that team that cares is actually made up of people who are devoted to your net profits and your success, as well as excellence in service. If you want an educational experience to follow this up, get to networthradio.com, themcgowangroup.com. Right here, we disclose our net client experience all the way back to 2001. What that includes, the bear market cycles of 02, 08, 2018, and the recoveries through the most recent quarter. That is true education of investors and exactly how our clients have done, disclosed right here. Further disclosures, value at risk of loss. Yes, Investments are going to fluctuate. That's part of the reason for this broadcast. And that can actually work to your advantage. We'll build that into your plan. So I urge you to go to networthradio.com, fill out the preliminary client questionnaire, a free 1-hour brainstorming session by phone or at the Crescent in Dallas, and we will map out a multi-year plan for you and your family that's appropriate. Just because we talk about a security on this broadcast or any securities doesn't make it a recommendation for your portfolio until you have that written plan. Thank you for tuning in today, and we'll be back next week as your financial weatherman.